Hey guys, this is Bharadwaj here with FoneArena.com. So we have the HTC One again. Why I am showing you this literally old phone is because it just received a new update. Yes, it yet again received a new update to Android 4.3. So just verifying you the about page, you can see that the software information will tell you that it's running on HTC Sense version 5.5, which is a step above 5, and Android version is 4.3. Pretty cool. So, what are the new features? That's what we are going to see on the HTC One. So, brightness is too high so far. So, I have the HTC One Mini here, which runs on Android 4.2.2, and see that here. So Android 4.2.2, HTC Sense 5.0. That's the version here, but we're going to see how both compare in terms of the Sense UI. So the first major change in HTC One's Android 4.3 is the layout for video highlights. So right now in an album, you can see that the events and the albums are arranged differently to the HTC One Mini, which is running on Android 4.2.2. So it has these albums, and then you have the events and the albums, and then you have my HTC shares, which will show up here. So these have they have cleaned up a little bit using Android's own side swiping UI. So let's go into an event uh, at the same time for both. Yeah, so it straight away plays video highlights, but it's hidden here in a tab. So when you open it, it plays the video highlights with music. So that's one major change here in terms of video highlights user interface. Also, you can note that there are extra sounds for the user interface overall. It's pretty much cleaner than before. Everything that you do in portrait used to be done only in landscape on the 4.2.2 Sense 5 version. So for example, changing the music, you can see that the select music takes you to your own tracks, as well as the other tracks from your music library, and pretty much the same here, but you can actually edit the sound much easier and change it, pretty much that's the way you change the music. So you can even search your library and not make it show up here instead of just a list of music. So the video editing part here is much more improved. Now, one more thing that has changed visually is blink feed. So blink feed now has new sources of news. So for example, you can see that the user interface itself is slightly changed. That's not there in the One Mini with 4.2.2. All these sources can be directly selected, whereas you need to choose them in the small menu here. So that's present in here too, but that will open up the side panel, which is pretty cool. You can add extra news sources by clicking this. So lots of headlines, categories, and more. So all these features are present only in Android 4.3. Also, if you open a news, you can now read it later. That's one advantage. You could just share in the old version, but now you can read later inside the blink feed. So there's also the option to enable a lot of global news sources. For example, for local news, you can just select Indian topics here from the news. So these are services and apps, and these are featured headlines with global choices, technology, weather, and news sources. That's the change here. So yeah, that's the differences in the blink feed. Not much changed. You can also create custom feeds. That's one thing we noted here, like custom topics from a mix of for example, feeds as well as news. For example, I can choose Twitter. So these are some of the from Twitter that has taken, and from YouTube, and then you can also merge them with the blink feed. So that's pretty cool. And one more major visual interface change is the music UI. Again, you can see that they have adopted the slide interface here. That's pretty nice. Not click and move. Otherwise, you should keep on doing that. But this slide interface is much better, in our opinion. And also, you can see that they have new visualizations. So these are the visualizer modes on the HTC One Mini, and you can see that they are only playing in landscape, and the scenes are just limited in comparison with the HTC One, which can play in portrait as well as select electric horizon and atoms as the new visualizers. Now this can play in landscape too. So that's pretty much the changes in the HTC One Android 4.3 update. The new music player interface along with scene modes in portrait, which makes it a much better music phone than it already is. It's a great music phone with great speakers and Beats audio. So that's one welcome change in Android 4.3 in Sense 5.5. The One Mini will also be reportedly getting 4.3 in the meantime, with Sense 5.5 making it almost the same as the HTC One there. So that concludes our quick look at the Android 4.3 update on the HTC One with Sense 5.5. We hope you enjoyed this video. Do hit the like button if you did, and do subscribe to our channel for more videos like these. Thanks for watching.